I know there are like many kid developers. Like, I don't know, somehow these, magical kids that they know how to code and create apps
Magical
while
kids.
they're like, I don't know, they're not even teenagers.
Mhm.
So what do you think about these people? And is there a way that these young kids could start working before they maybe even finish high school?
Totally. I mean, I worked for a game company in high school, doing software development in a pretty basic sense, but like writing code with coworkers that were much older than me every day. So it's definitely possible, and people have done it. Yeah, I think like kids are lucky these days, and I was lucky as a kid too. Of like the internet existed, and everything is at your fingertips, right? Like you could just Google like what is programming, and probably find a few decent documents and things to like help you wrap your head around it. And then like Googling like write my first program in language blah. Like there's enough material out there these days that anyone can kind of get started if they're interested. Um, so I think for kids that have fallen down that path, or maybe had a parent that pushed them towards it, or whatever, like um, it's a great skill. Nothing wrong with it. I don't think it's like I think in any ways anyone can do it, but I think at the same time it's not for everyone. um, like I think some people throughout my life I've like tried to push and be like, I think you could do it if you wanted to, and then they try doing it and they're like, I get it, but like it just doesn't. You got to be passionate about what you work on at the end of the day. Like, maybe anyone could do complex math if they try hard enough, but like I would probably not succeed at it, right?
No, that
No.
is a no, I think.
Yeah.
I tried, no.
But like if you really, really, really wanted, maybe, but I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Yeah. But some things like that where I think that if you like it and you're enjoying it and you're challenging yourself, then keep doing it. Like for myself, when I was growing up and trying to learn the stuff, there were a lot of books that talked through the drier technical concepts, and like that didn't stick with me once again because it wasn't as like, all right, cool, I read this, but what does it mean? How do I use this? My brain was trying to be quick and be like, how do we get to making this useful? But what I found was most useful was finding some project. And I don't mean that in some big sense. I mean that in like you could start with the smallest thing of like, all right, how do I write a program that just copies a file from here to here? Like, that only involves a few steps. It's doing something achievable. It actually has a practical purpose. Or like, how do I build a program that lets me like, type in my name and draw it in this way on the screen, or like something with very simple inputs and outputs. It's very achievable, and like once you do that, then like, hey, I have something to show. You get to be proud of it. You get to show it off, whatever you want to do with it. And now it's the thing that's stuck. And then you start building on that. You say, okay, I want to build a piece of software that like sends me an email every time the weather's rainy tomorrow or something. Maybe a little more useless, but like you get to now involve of like I get to build a program that goes and talks to the service that returns me the weather for my zip code, and then I'm gonna take that response and look, okay, is it rainy? It's not rainy, so don't send an email. Or then, okay, it is rainy, I have to send an email. How do I even send an email in software? Like you got to work through all these little problems, and those are somewhat practical, right? Like maybe you're not going to go build that for a Fortune 500 company, but now like if you break it down to its elements of like, all right, I need to talk to an API, a thing that's going to return me some response given a certain request. I need to parse it and figure out what values in it mean what I'm looking for. And those are all very practical things that you would do at a real software job. So I think just finding things that look like interesting little problems and projects for you is like a great first step to actually find a reason to be learning it.